All right, shalom, shalom. I'm going to start by giving infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harachakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last seconds of time. Shalom. All right, this lesson is going to be entitled, Less is Better When Dealing with These Devils. Less is better when dealing with these devils. All right, in parentheses, circumspect. All right. So I wanted to get into this lesson basically going into less is better when dealing with these devils or our adversaries in the society. All right. Less carnally equals more spiritually. The less you react carnally, the more you react spiritually. All right. So less is better or less is more. Okay, this is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. It says, be sober, be vigilant. All right, so the Lord is telling us, be of a sound mind, be of a sound doctrine. Don't be caught up with the philosophies, the ideologies, the dogmas of this society. Or like the scriptures represents it as that strange woman. All right, don't be taken by that strange woman, going on dates with her. And that's likened on to these different philosophies, man. Don't get in bed with them. All right. Because in a time where we need it the most, you need to be sober. You need to have a sound mind. All right. You need to have sound doctrine, sound principles, morals, values. All right. A sound and just power by the name of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. So less is better. And in this society, you want to be spiritually in that incognito, spiritually, or that spiritually Clark Kent, man. All right, in the society, not giving them too much, not letting them see you sweat, not letting anybody get you flustered, man. All right, because that's what the society ultimately wants. It wants to get you out of your character. It wants you to say something that you normally wouldn't say, do something that you normally wouldn't do. All right, but ultimately, less is better. Okay, so the less you react or give your energy to the society, the more better you off you'll be mentally. All right, and just on your day-to-day walk of dealing with people, man. The less energy you give them or the less invested you are into their problems, their conversations, the more you get to focus spiritually and see, okay, well, those things don't even matter. Just take them for what they're worth. All right, and keep it pushing. It's 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8 again. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, all right, the deceiver, Diablos, all right. That's likened on the Esau, Edom, all right. But ultimately, this society is built against us. It's built for us to fall into a trap, fall into a snare. All right. So the more you get tied up and caught up into the web of this philosophy and ultimately the American way, the westernized way, you're going to just be caught up in that web and just pray for the enemy, man. All right. He's going to devour you. This Americanized way will devour you. All right. The sword will devour you. The pestilence, the judgments thereof, man, written throughout this book, they'll devour you, man. All right. Because you didn't give more to the spirit. All right. You gave less to the spirit and more to the world. So it's supposed to be opposite. So less is better when you're operating in a society, because you can't just think about it. You work different jobs. You go out in the society, you go to the bank, you go to the supermarket, you can take a walk at the park. All right. You go to the movies. You go to a restaurant, you go pick up food, grocery store, wherever it may be. You can't just go in that establishment and just yell out, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, call out Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. No, man, it's a time and a place for everything. All right. And there's a season for everything. So we have a platform that the Lord has given us to where we can edify on. All right. To where we can ultimately reach out to the Lord's lost sheep, as well as we have a platform to go out on the highways and byways, man. All right. And we're in a time where even 10 years back, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years back. All right. The atmosphere and the climate of America was not like this, man. It was more of a stricter climate. So now we have, and even in the sense of basically, going out on the highways and byways, man. All right. The Lord has given us a platform, but we have to use it wisely. So we give more to what the Lord has equipped us with, the tools he's given us, and give less to the world. It's just as simple as that. Does that mean go out and quit your job or just tell your boss off? No, man. You got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. And I'm going to get that too. It says, because your adversary, that devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. All right. Verse 9, whom resisteth steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So we have brothers, all right, in this truth, our neighbors, according to the scriptures, they go through the same things that we do. And guess what? They get on their platforms. All right. They call upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They edify on the topics. They go into the breakdowns. All right. We have physical representations that the Lord has given us to show us how to move, show us how to deal, show us how to have a climate, show us how to check our own temperatures. All right. Show us how to move in a mindset that less is better. You don't have to do the most. All right. In order to get, so to speak, the results that you want, man. All right. Ultimately, we know through the spirit when we have to do a certain amount, and we know when we ultimately have to restrict ourselves less, man. So this is 1 Peter 5:8 in the NLT. Stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. That's right. So if you want to be front line for the prey, then do the most. All right. Then make yourself a target, man. Go ahead and do that. All right. But for the men of the Lord, the scriptures call us to do what? This is the book of chapter Ephesians. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15. It says, seeing then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. That's right. And let's get that word circumspectly. All right. Because the Lord requires us to do this. We're living in a society that is against us. The people, their spirits, they're against us. All right. Only the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to allow us to survive in these up and coming times, man. Point blank, period. You're seeing judgments that you've never seen before. The wickedness is getting more and more profuse, man. It's getting weirder and weirder by the day. All right. So with that being said, you don't want to make yourself you don't want to make a scene, so to speak. Move under the radar. The scriptures tell us we're going to be as pilgrims on the earth. So you got to be in that mindset, man. Incognito. But when it comes to the body, hey, you could thrive amongst us. Thrive amongst the men of the Lord. Thrive amongst the church. Exercise your gift. But in this world, hey, just be in that Clark Kent spirit. All right? Be in the mindset that you don't know me. I don't know you. I'm here to do my job. I'm going home. I'm not here to do the extra. I can do that with my brothers. I have a system that the Lord has set up to where I can, so to speak, be comfortable around. All right? Confess my faults to. That's the ministry. That's the church. So less is better. All right? And ultimately, less is more, because if we are of that number, we're way more than this society. So we're worth more than this society treats us. Right? So technically, we don't have to do the most because of our worth with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, how the Lord ultimately views us. So we don't have to go out and just make a scene and say, I'm this person, I'm that person. You need to give me my respect. We have a platform, which is these holy scriptures, these precepts, all right, that we get respect from, which respect goes into read, again, inspect, to look at, all right? And when you look back at the track record of our forefathers, they're men of valor, they're men of integrity, men of morals, high standards, humility. Less is better, less is more, all right? So this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 in the NLT. Then I'm going to get that word circumspect. Verse 15, it says, so be careful how you live. Don't live like fools, but like those who are wise. That's right. You got to be careful how you live, especially if you're representing the house of the Lord. All right. You got to be careful. You got to be careful how other people view you and what you do in front of other people, because like in a society, they'll Mirandarize you. Right? They give you a Miranda rights that say what you say can and will be held against you. But just imagine being in the house of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, the Ancient of Days, the creator of good and evil, life and death, sun, the moon, the stars. What about his decree? Right? So anything you say can and will be used against you. You got to walk circumspectly. All right, not as fools, but as wise, using wisdom, knowing what situations you're in, and knowing how to respond.
Strong's G 199.
Akribos. It says exactly, accurately, diligently, right? Circumspectly. Let's see if there's something in the root word. It says exact, careful, of the strictest sect, the most precise and rigorous in interpreting the Mosaic law, and in observing even the more minute precepts of the law and tradition, right? Precise, exactly. It says most, straightest, most exact, right? And that's likened unto our minds, man. All right? You have to be straight. You have to be exact. You have to be precise. You have to be sound, right? And that goes with your decision making. That goes with your actions. That goes with the words you say, how you carry yourself, the look on your face, your countenance. All those things got to be matching up with the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in this world, man. The scriptures also tell you this. Observe, discreet. Let me get it really quick. I think it's observe. Oh, here we go. Call Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Sirach 27. And I'm going to start at 12. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding. You see, if thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time. An indiscreet person is someone that doesn't have a filter. They let it be known. All right, they're loud, clamorous, common, right? Ultimately, making a scene. No discreetness about themselves. No filter. Right? No reservance. No, not being reserved at all, man. That's the energy of the world. All right? It's better to be ultimately seen and heard. Like there's an old saying that says what? It's better to be seen and heard. Right? Because you're hearing these words and these precepts, and then you're going to see Yahweh turn up. So that's going to be our glorious salvation. So it's ultimately better, like they say, it's better to be seen and heard, man. You don't want to be known for having a big mouth. You don't want to be known for being the loudest person. You want to be known by someone or as someone that is straightforward, exact, about action, more than just about vain words, empty words, man. So less is better. All right. Let me get it real quick. This is Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. The tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness. The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. You see? So it said a soft answer turneth away wrath. That's right, man. So the words you say can turn the wrath away from you, man. Also, the words you say can bring evil towards you. So it says grievous words stir up anger. That's right, man. The mark of a man is to be able to walk away from an argument or walk away from a fight, man. All right? To resolve it, man. In a manly way, walking away from it. Let's see, honor. I'm trying to find out how it's quoted. Dispute, maybe. Dispute. Yeah, it's basically a scripture that tells you the mark of a man or the honor of a man is basically to settle a fight. To settle an argument without fighting, basically. All right? Just walk away, man. And there's plenty of times where you're going to be able to, all right, meditate on the situation and ultimately ask the Lord to deal with it. But if you're dealing with this society, you got to think rationally when you're talking to people and when you're in different settings, man. All right? Or the words you say, especially if you're in the house of the Lord, man. And there's a thing on the job where they say, well, if you lead a company, just know, for example, you work at Walmart. Walmart will tell you, okay, well, you work at Walmart, but even when you're off the clock, you still represent Walmart. You're still an agent of Walmart. You're still looked at as someone that's, a part of this company. So just imagine that spiritually. Even when you get off the camera, when you leave the camp, all right, you're still a representative of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, an ambassador. So you got to act like that. All right. Get this other one as well. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 25. Yahushua speaking. Agree with thine adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. You see, so the Lord is telling you instructions. Agree with thine adversary quickly. Hey, just don't get into these different arguments. We have a platform that we could debate on, all right, about the scriptures. That's our platform for debating. And these other different things in the world and conversations, and don't get into an argument with somebody about anything not worth anything, man. Just useless words, useless conversations, man. Just stirring up wrath for nothing. Just avoid that at all costs, man. All right. It says, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. That's right. Next thing you know, the ministry is getting blamed because words translated into fisticuffs. Now somebody's getting arrested. You got the short end of the stick. Of course, you're an Israelite. You're under the curses here in America. Of course, you're going to get the short end of the stick. You're a so-called Native American, Latino, or Negro. Of course, you're going to get the back end of things. So the Lord is telling you, hey, be cautious. Watch what you say. Watch what you do. Watch who you hang around. All right? Watch where you hang at. Observe the times. Like, hey, I know where I'm at. I'm in the line waiting for this food. I know it's not really the best area, maybe. Let me get my food and get out of here. Or, I know I'm not, I'm pressed for time right now. Got to walk through this crowd of people that they don't look too, they look kind of suspicious. Let me hurry up and get from around them. You got to use wisdom. Or if they start stirring up little grievous words, just agree. Okay, well, you got that. Yeah, you right. Yeah. All right. You got that. Yeah, you right, man. I'm going to just go ahead about my business. But the society will say, oh, no, man, you scary, or you're a coward, man. You don't want to, why you didn't fight him? I'd have beat him up. Nah, man. The Lord don't want you to deal like that. The Lord wants you to deal with wisdom. Let it go. Because the ultimate vengeance you could get on someone is not ultimately putting hands on them or violence towards them. It's Yahushua coming back. Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Your power that you serve, that you're acting this way, so he that watching you can deliver you, man. So that's the ultimate vengeance. And the vengeance, the Lord said, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. So we got to wait on the Lord, man. All right, so less is better. Lord willing, this message has been edifying. I'm going to say Samai, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, Yahweh, Achad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord. Double honors to my teachers, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until next time, Shalom.